let me say something about this picture. Number one, my wife both loves this picture and hates this picture because she was having a bad hair year. But see, when we decided to add to our family through adoption, she went to Romania having no idea what was going to happen, who she was going to bring back, if anybody she was going to bring back. All we did was we wanted to give some kid a chance that he didn't have or she didn't have. And so this guy is almost 3 years old and had been outside one day in his life, and that was the day he was found abandoned in a park at birth. He'd been warehoused in this Romanian orphanage. And the woman at the orphanage who handed Michael to Cheryl, first child that Cheryl laid eyes on, you know what she said to Cheryl? Don't take this boy, he's no good. Don't take this boy, he's no good. And you wonder, as Cheryl brings Michael home, and we take him to the doctor, and he goes to a bunch of specialists because the child she's holding right there couldn't walk, couldn't talk, just made noises. Had a foot that was totally turned in. And I remember what my wife said on the phone. It was that this guy's so much more than we can handle. But I can't imagine going through the rest of my life wondering what happened to that blonde-haired boy in that orphanage. And when they bring him home and he gets diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and now he's 3 years old and he's got this fatal disease, and you don't know what you're going to do and how you're going to handle that. And you wonder, where's the value? It was this woman who said, don't take this boy, he's no good. And what's amazing is the value reveals itself. And so when Michael got up to high school, he's in a wheelchair, and a basketball coach named Phil Beaulier is at Mill Creek High School. And Phil Beaulier hears Michael's wheelchair go into a room, and then he follows him in there, and he just meets Michael, and he was like, and the teacher's like, well, yeah, this is Michael Johnson. He's got muscular dystrophy, and he's a little bit autistic. He's got this incredible memory. He never forgets cars and that kind of thing, that what you drive. And so Phil tells Michael what kind of car he drives, and Michael digs that, and then Phil turns to leave, and Michael says, "Love you too, Coach." Coach turns around and says, "What?" And the teacher says, "He says that to everybody, love you too." And he does, even if you don't say it to him first. That's always been that way. And he says, well, Phil Beaulier, I didn't know him at all. He didn't know me. He calls me, he says, "I want your son on my basketball team because I want him to teach my players maximum effort, because I know every ounce of strength he's got he uses to drive this chair, and I want him to teach a heart for others, because this love you too thing just floors me." And he said, "Sure, you want him on your team, but realize he's in a wheelchair and he's not going to be able to do much for you offensively." He said, "No, he's going to be my 5-foot tall impact player with no vertical leap, because I just want my players hanging around this guy." And so while Phil Beaulier is teaching and coaching, he's teaching his classes. He'll just bring up in the middle of it, I want to tell you all a story today just about a buddy of mine named Michael Johnson. And he loves to say, love you too. And he says, and you know what this sign is? This is I love you in sign language. And if you tip your index finger to the other person, it means love you too. So Phil is teaching this to thousands of kids at Mill Creek High School, while Michael is part of that team and sitting behind the bench during games. And they had senior night at Mill Creek High School. Michael did this for 3 or 4 years. And on senior night, all the players came out. They got a blanket with the Mill Creek logo on it, their name on it. Seniors, everybody clapped. The last guy they called out was Michael. And he gets out there, and they give him his blanket and stuff. And the crowd cheers, and I look up in the student section, and they're standing like this. Don't take, boys no good. He had done more through that point in his life and impacted more folks than I could ever hope to. Because there is value inside everybody. May not be able to do things the way we all do it. May have a different strength and different weakness and that kind of thing, but there's always value. Find it. Find it in those you work with. Don't stress out over the things that bug you. Find that value and latch on to it. See that number 23 right there? 2 down from Michael. Big kid. Got married a couple months ago. Said, I gotta have Michael at my wedding. Don't take. Boys no good. Don't believe everything you hear. There's value in everybody. And there's value in this room that you can't even put a number on. So proud to be in this number with you all. No matter how tough the times can get, we'll always be Turner. Thank you.